Hello, my dear friends. Uncle Misha is back today, and this is another episode of Inside Out Electronics. And today we're gonna take a look at this Sanyo player. I wanna just say MP3 player, but obviously it is not. So this is Sanyo cassette player with AM FM radio. And if you remember my video where I show you six players and I got from eBay for cheap, and they were deemed as for parts or repairs, so I bought them for cheap, and I decided to make a video of restoring each and every one of them. So this is the first candidate. I picked it because it's actually in decently good shape, not bashed, not scratched, and has only this sticky over here, sticky sticker, but I'm pretty sure it can be easily removed. Probably it was some kind of sale, a little sale tag over here, and someone just couldn't remove it properly, so I'll try to remove that when I need it. So it also positives that this thingy has a like a belt clip, so it's good, nothing broken here. Usually we can see that some players has this stuff broken. Battery door is in place, batteries are not leaked and anything like that. So yeah, it's in okay shape. Buttons works. It's pretty basic cassette player, probably doesn't have any fancy tape mechanism here. So what do we have? We have a battery connector over here, 3 volts DC. We have play, forward and stop. It doesn't even have reverse, so if you want to do reverse you have to like open it, switch the cassette, close it, forward, open, switch the cassette and play. Very crude and basic. Over here on this side we have AM, FM and FM ST. I don't know what the heck that's about. Stereo. FM stereo means the tuning, which is gonna rotate the capacitor there to tune for your station, 88 to 108 megahertz, and obviously AM band. We have a function to switch between tape and radio, and we have headset connector. That's pretty much it. Obviously it uses 2 AA batteries as any other player, MP3 player, cassette player I've seen. So I don't know if it works or not. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna plop some my favorite IKEA batteries here, 1, and let me find another one, and 2. Close it. Just before we plop any cassette, let's see. Oh, it actually rotates. It's really hard to see, it's black. Yeah, no, it rotates. You can listen to it. Hope you hear it. It rotates. Okay, so it rotates. Let's just stop it. Get our favorite Garavi sokak. Turned out to be, during my travels, I figured out that sokak means street in Turkish. So I'm not sure if it had any relation with Turkish language, but there is, for example, similar letters over here. So I learned a bit of Turkish. No, it's not similar. Turkish has these little signs, but they are on the bottom of the C, for example, which turns C into ch. Anyways, so sokak may be street. I still need to figure out what this means in I don't even know where it is. It says made in Yugoslavia, which does not exist anymore. Yeah, it doesn't say what specific country is this from, because Yugoslavia back at the time consisted from Zagreb. It's from Zagreb. Let me learn where the Zagreb is. Yeah. So alright, so yeah, stop the history lesson. Let's just play. I think it goes like this. Okay, it works. It does something. Okay, let's just connect. Okay, it plays. Holy shit. Yeah, listen to it. Okay, so 2 problems potentially. Either this cassette is mega stiff and this player just can't handle it, or this player has issues with speed and belts are so stretched that they are not working properly. Okay, so This player is sort of working, but we still need to take a look what is going on inside. Where's the stop? Stop. Let's see if radio works. Oops, it's volume. So yeah, radio works, and I'm not gonna play it for a long time because I don't want the stupid copyright protection thing to kick in. But here we are. So radio works, player semi, cassette player semi working. No matter, even if this cassette is shit, and which just makes it kind of funny because it properly works in the tape decks. I'm still gonna open this player. First of all, I'm curious what's inside. Let's get those batteries out. And you're probably curious as well, so we're gonna take a look, and also we're gonna examine if there is any belts issues or anything like that. Maybe we just need to tweak the potentiometer, which probably right here, like this little hole, put the speed potentiometer, and I'm gonna use my oscilloscope to actually tune up the speed properly. So we have only 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and I'm pretty sure the assembly of this little guy will be pretty simple. So let's get to it. Alrighty, I've zoomed in a little bit. So we use our trusty screwdriver, which I got with my Tronxy 3D printer. It's actually quite useful. Probably the most useful part out of that kit. Even more useful than actually 3D printer itself. Haha. Yeah, it's funny. I got the 3D printer which is actually collecting dust because it's too small. It's actually 10 by 10 by 10 centimeters printing volume. Yeah, maybe not as useful as I thought, this screwdriver. Alright, so 3 screws are out. Hope there is no more than that, because it's not... Oh, there are some clips. There are clips. Okay, there are clearly only 3 screws. Why it's not cooperating? So we need to get tools. Alright guys, so we are in. So what do we see here? Highly likely those are 3 connectors to the head. This is to the motor, and those 2 the switch, probably the playback switch. I already accidentally tried to pull this stuff and pull the belt out. Unfortunately, in order to get in, I have to unsolder. I'm probably gonna unsolder this motor connector over here because it doesn't let me show you what's going on in there. So all 3, obviously, they are soldered. I think this little belt over here, it's really loose, so I have to replace it to something less loose. It's actually okay. It's not like stretched. I don't know. I have to double check the situation with the belt, but it was easy. When I was trying to fiddle the board out, I kind of yanked it. So so all radio part is over here, as you see, right antenna 4am, the variable capacitor over here, the chip. Highly likely this is, judging by its orientation, this is for a for the radio. This is, I'm not 100% sure, maybe amplifier. So pretty basic, because it looks like the other side has minimal number of components. Very thin, very simple and crude board. It is not crude, like it's a double-sided load. It's not crude per se. And my point is, it's very thin phenolic board, so it's nothing. It's cheaper. It's built to the price. Clearly, this player built to the price. And here is our potentiometer, which I try to use in order to tweak the speed. But remember my video about Iowa player where I had to replace capacitors in order to get it going. So who knows, maybe I have to measure also those capacitors to get it going. And the problem is this play, Iowa was actually quite a bit better player than this one, quality wise and audio quality wise. So if this player would require a lot of work, I'm just not gonna do that. Or replace just 1 or 2 capacitors, period, because those capacitors turn out to be more expensive than I paid for the player. It's actually I got it for free. They turn out to be more expensive, quite a bit expensive. That actually this whole thing was worth it. So, but Iowa is actually good. This Sanyo is a bit more basic, so I'm not sure if I really need to poke that much. So, but that's remain to be seen. I'm already spending quite a bit of my own time on it. Looks like this is this little cutout over here. I'm not sure why it has to be cut out. This is some sort of quartz resonator. Is it? Yeah. CF it says 103 and receive 101. Yeah, that's some kind of resonators, maybe for AM/FM frequencies. So because there is I gonna unsolder this stuff. Let me unsolder this motor connectors, and we're gonna talk what's going on the other side, and also try to replace the belt. Okay, let me quickly do it. So let's take a look what do we have here. So there is a bunch of passive components right here. There are 2 coils which are for tuning, for like AM/FM. Which one I don't really know. It doesn't really say. It's not marked. There are several capacitors and resonators here. I assume those are resonators. There is a bunch of electrolytic capacitors. There is missing transistor over here. I'm not sure what was the purpose of this tranny, but it is missing. So there is also schematic indicating like the cogs, not cogs but pulleys. So like it's clearly, you can see that this indicates the belt path. Right, so there's a few electrolytics on this side and the potentiometer, right? So not much really going on over here. And yeah, a little tiny coil over here. What is this? Some goop. So if you turn around, so I already kind of searched for these and these guys. So this is a audio amplifier and motor controller or motor driver. So this guy and some other player logic like play, whatever, and stop. So it's also controlled by this switch. And this guy is a tuner. So this is Toshiba part, hence the T letter, and this is Mitsumi part. Also there is some more Mitsumi components. Those coils are marked Mitsumi as well. So there are some good componentry going on here. So not sure what else we can take a look over here, because the only thing what I would like to do is actually check capacity of those capacitors, especially the ones which involved in a motor driving circuit. So just to make sure they are not Gonski, because if they are Gonski, we might have a problem, I would think. If it does make, I would have to estimate a capacitor repair cost to see if it makes sense to actually repair it. So let me grab my LCR meter and we can go from here. Okay, we got our LCR meter here, and let's check some of those capacitors. Okay, let's check this one first. This one is good. This one is good as well. So those two, I'm not sure what they are for, but okay, there are 2 more right here and here. So I think this is another one. Yeah, this is right. And this one is alright. So those capacitors on this, those wires. So those capacitors are fine. Let's check those 3. Okay, I'm guessing this is... Well, in case you're wondering about polarity, I don't think it matters. Okay, you see that? It doesn't matter. Okay, I put it all together, and it's kind of wibbly wobbly because I didn't put any screws back on. It's gonna just, let's try to power it up and see. Oh, okay, so it touches the capacitor if the board is not properly aligned. That's alright. So let's put some tape. Our favorite Garavi Sokak. Garavi Street. And let's see how that sounds. Yeah. Okay, so let's stop it. So, and let's fiddle with the potentiometer. Okay, it's really awkward to do, unfortunately. So I have to do it without batteries first. Try to... okay, I can use that one. Alright guys, so after fiddling a bit with motor speed, turned out to be that there is an issue with old cassette. For some reason, this player cannot handle older cassettes. It doesn't really play them properly. Maybe because of the tension. It's really hard on those. And yeah, and this guy is like cheaply made. So I tried with proper cassette. So let's try again first with the, and I adjusted the speed. So let's try with the Oppa Pinky. Take a look at this. It works. What the heck just happened? I honestly, what I've just done, it's tweak this potentiometer right here in order to use my calibration tape. And with the proper tape like this, it was working fine. Then I used my speed calibration tape and I tweaked the speed, and with new belt speed was okay. And I was actually thinking that because it was not working properly before, because this tape was actually too stiff, but now it works, it plays properly. Honestly, I don't do much really except tweaking the speed, double checking the whole capacitors, every capacitor on a system, and replacing the belt. But belt, I think it was not really necessary, because the new belt and old belt, they are looking, they're pretty much looking good, so it's not a problem. Very interesting. So what can I say? We've done repair successfully, but was there the issue, or just was something stuck and I just happened to dislodge it? This is really how it looks to me. But right now we have a operational Sanyo player which works fine. Speed is calibrated and it is within the margin. It's maybe a little bit too fast. It's like instead of 400 Hz, it's 406 Hz. But I think for this sort of player, that's all right. Yeah. And I'm gonna put it, screw it all back in, and we'll try it when it is, try it again when it's placed in its original case, and see how that's gonna work. Be with me, I'll be back in a few minutes. So my friends, here we are. I put it all together, and I even cleaned up this ugly residue, sticky residue I'm using. Usually for cleaning up this kind of crap I'm using WD-40. If you're gonna do this, please wear gloves, because WD-40 is not really good for people. So let's try our favorite cassette called Garavi Sokak test cassette. It plays! Гарні коси і так далі. Well, that's good. So what do we have else we have? So I have recorded when in my Sony test Sony K5 restoration video a cassette with some song. Let's see how that play. It's like YouTube audio. So please check my Sonic A5 restoration video, and this is featured there. So seems like it plays quite well, and what I like about it, because I mean it's not boring little player. Of course it's very simplistic and very minimalistic. It's probably one of the cheapest one, because it's even have only one way rewind, only forward, sorry, it doesn't have rewind. But because of the red lead, I really like it. It's kind of nice and flashy. So it's a little keeper. Yeah, I like it, and it's really good shape. It's not worn off, not scratched up. So it's really nice shape, and it actually works quite well. I like it. So guys, so here we have it. It's really nice Sanyo. What's the model name here? Let me see. Sanyo model number MGR 701. A stereo FM AM cassette player. It even has auto stop mechanism. Here we are, a little piece of vintage audio equipment. So thank you guys for watching. If you like to see more video like that, please subscribe, like my video. If you have any suggestions, please comment below. I'll be happy to talk to you, and see you next time in Inside Out Electronic channel.